Stop chasing people who were never meant to stay. Stop begging for love that's already gone. And stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you, because the more you chase, the more you lose yourself. You've been there. When someone starts pulling away, you start running after them. You feel the silence grow heavier, so you try harder. You text first. You overthink every word. You replay every moment, asking yourself what went wrong. You think if you just explain a little more, if you show them you care, maybe they'll come back. But they don't. They drift further, and you're left standing there, holding pieces of your dignity, wondering how you became someone who begs to be chosen. That's the silent pain no one admits, the humiliation of chasing love that doesn't want to be caught. It's like drowning in slow motion, knowing you're the one pulling yourself under. You think love is about proving your worth, but in truth, the more you chase, the more you teach them you can be replaced. The Stoics taught one of the most powerful lessons for moments like this. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When someone walks away, when someone chooses distance, that's an outside event. You can't control it. You can't argue it into changing. You can't logic your way back into their heart. But you can control your response. You can control your dignity, your silence, your focus. A Stoic doesn't chase, not because they're cold or emotionless, but because they know that peace cannot exist in the same heart that begs for validation. Seneca once wrote, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." The same is true for a man who's always chasing approval. He loses himself in every direction. When you chase, you scatter your energy outward. When you stop, everything returns home, to your center, your clarity, your power. You see, when you stop chasing, the silence begins to work for you. It creates space. Space where the other person starts to feel your absence. Space where your energy stops leaking. Space where you begin to breathe again. Begging destroys attraction. Explaining drains your soul. And chasing tells the world, "I have no control." But when you hold your peace, when you say nothing, when you walk away calmly, that's when you become untouchable. Epictetus said, "If someone treats you poorly, remember, it's because they act according to their own principles, not yours." In other words, it's not about you. It never was. People will leave, misunderstand, project, or disrespect, and none of it defines you. What defines you is how still you remain in the storm. Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about caring without losing yourself. When you stop explaining, you're not being cold, you're being free. You're saying, "My peace matters more than your approval." Most people can't do that. They'd rather chase than be misunderstood, beg than be alone, explain than accept silence. But the Stoic knows, calmness is power. Musonius Rufus said, "To be harmed is to think one has been harmed." No one truly hurts you unless you let their actions define your worth. The power was always yours. You just forgot it when you started chasing what was running away. Think back to the times you begged, explained, justified. Did any of it bring peace? Did it make them stay? Did it make you respect yourself more? No, because peace never comes from the outside, and love that must be begged for isn't love. A Stoic doesn't explain his worth. He embodies it. He moves through silence with certainty. He knows that his value doesn't increase when others see it. It's constant, eternal, and independent of recognition. That's why the Stoic man walks away not out of arrogance, but out of understanding. He knows that explaining yourself to someone determined not to understand you is like shouting into the wind. The wise man knows, truth doesn't need to be spoken to exist. It simply is. And here's the paradox. When you stop chasing, when you stop explaining, people begin to notice your absence. They feel the silence. They wonder why you're not reacting, not fighting, not begging. They start replaying the moments you used to overextend, the words you used to send, the energy you used to give so freely. They realize that your stillness feels heavier than their presence ever did. That's when the dynamic flips. Because silence, when born from self-respect, is magnetic. It's the same silence the Stoics mastered. A silence that says, I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to be understood to be at peace. I am whole, even alone. In the modern world, we've been conditioned to chase attention, validation, replies, followers, love. We measure our worth by response time and read receipts. We panic when someone pulls away, forgetting that not everything lost was meant to stay. But the Stoic mind moves differently. It's grounded in presence, not pursuit. It knows that the only thing truly yours is your mind, your effort, your virtue. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. So when someone leaves, when life rejects you, when people misunderstand you, remember, it's not the event that hurts you, it's the meaning you attach to it. Change the meaning, and you free yourself. When someone rejects you, say to yourself, they are free to choose, and I am free to remain calm. When someone ignores you, remind yourself, my worth doesn't depend on being seen. When someone disrespects you, remember, they reveal their character, not mine. That's Stoicism. Not pretending to feel nothing, but mastering your reaction so deeply that nothing outside can disturb your inner world. It hurts to stop chasing because chasing feels like hope. It feels like maybe this time they'll understand. Maybe if I explain better, they'll see my side. But what you're really doing is delaying your own healing. You're postponing peace for the illusion of control. Every time you chase, you say, I don't trust that what's meant for me will stay. I believe my worth depends on their validation. And every time you choose silence, you say, I trust the timing of my life. I know what's mine can't be lost. I don't need to chase to prove I care. That's the quiet power of a Stoic heart. It bleeds, but never begs. When you stop chasing, peace returns. When you stop begging, self-respect grows. When you stop explaining, power begins. You don't need to be chosen. You choose yourself. What's meant for you will come, calmly and in silence.